Yes, welcome back. Let's read more about India. Let's read about India today. It's 11 a.m. Let's read about Rajasthan. 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 I cannot say it, this name. So I will go to my bed and reading, and I'd like to read this desert too. Thar Desert. But let's start read this.
Rajasthan. For the film, see Rajasthan, film. For other uses, see Rajasthan, disambiguation. Rajasthan, Hindi, RDSTN, lit. Land of Kings, is a state in northern India. It covers 342,239 square kilometers, 132,139 square mi, or 10.4% of India's total geographical area. It is the largest Indian state by area and the seventh largest by population. It is on India's northwestern side, where it comprises most of the wide and inhospitable Thar Desert, also known as the Great Indian Desert, and shares a border with the Pakistani provinces of Punjab to the northwest and Sindh to the west, along the Sutlej Indus River Valley. It is bordered by 5 other Indian states: Punjab to the north, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh to the northeast, Madhya Pradesh to the southeast, and Gujarat to the southwest. Its geographical location is 23°.3 to 30°.12 north latitude and 69°.30 to 78°.17 east longitude, with the Tropic of Cancer passing through its southernmost tip. Its major features include the ruins of the Indus Valley Civilization at Kalibangan and Balathal, the Dalwara temples, a Jain pilgrimage site at Rajasthan's only hill station, Mount Abu, in the ancient Aravalli mountain range and eastern Rajasthan, the Kiladeo National Park of Bharatpur, a World Heritage Site known for its bird life. Rajasthan is also home to 3 national tiger reserves: the Ranthambore National Park in Sawai Madhopur, Sariska Tiger Reserve in Alwar and the Mukundra Hills Tiger Reserve in Kota. The state of Rajasthan was formed on the 30th of March, 1949 when the states of the Rajputana Agency of the erstwhile British Empire in India were merged into the new Indian Union. Its capital and largest city is Jaipur. Other important cities are Jodhpur, Kota, Bikaner, Ajmer, Bharatpur and Udaipur. The economy of Rajasthan is the 7th largest state economy in India with 10.20 lakh crore, $130 billion, in gross domestic product and a per capita GDP of 118,000, $1,500. Rajasthan ranks 22nd among Indian states in Human Development Index. Etymology. Rajasthan means the land of kings and is a portmanteau of Sanskrit A with Macron J with Macron, king, and Sanskrit Sthno, land, or Persian street, H, A with Macron N, with the same meaning. The oldest reference to Rajasthan is found in a stone inscription dated back to 625 CE. The first printed mention of the name Rajasthan appears in the 1829 publication Annals and Antiquities of Rajasthan or the Central and Western Rajput States of India, while the earliest known record of Rajputana as a name for the region is in George Thomas's 1800 memoir Military Memories. John Key, in his book India, A History, stated that Rajputana was coined by the British in 1829. John Briggs, translating Firishta's history of early Islamic India, used the phrase Rajput, princes rather than Indian princes. History. Main articles, History of Rajasthan and List of Battles of Rajasthan. Ancient times. Parts of what is now Rajasthan were partly part of the Vedic civilization and the Indus Valley civilization. Kalibangan, in Hanumanna district, was a major provincial capital of the Indus Valley civilization. Topsfield writes that the Rajputs first entered India from the northwest in the first millennium AD. They established kingdoms in western India in the region that is now known as Rajasthan. An archaeological excavation at the Balathal site in Udaipur district shows a settlement contemporary with the Harappan civilization dating back to 3000–1500 BCE. Stone Age tools dating from 5,000 to 200,000 years were found in Bundi and Pilwara districts of the state. The Matsya kingdom of the Vedic civilization of India is said to roughly corresponded to the former state of Jaipur in Rajasthan and included the whole of Alwar with portions of Bharatpur. The capital of Matsya was at Viratanagar, modern Berat, which is said to have been named after its founder King Virata. Bhargava identifies the two districts of Junjunu and Sikar and parts of Jaipur district along with Haryana districts of Mahendragarh and Rewari as part of Vedic state of Brahmavata. Bhargava also locates the present-day Sabi River as the Vedic Drishadwati River, which along with Saraswati River formed the borders of the Vedic state of Brahmavata. Manu and Bhrigu narrated the Manusmriti to a congregation of seers in this area. The ashrams of Vedic seers Bhrigu and his son Shavan Rishi, for whom Koyawan Prash was formulated, were near Tosi Hill, part of which lies in Tosi village of Junjunu district of Rajasthan and part of which lies in Mahendragarh district of Haryana. The Western Kshatrapas, 405–35 BCE, the Sakar rulers of the western part of India, were successors to the Indo-Scythians and were contemporaneous with the Kushans, who ruled the northern part of the Indian subcontinent. The Indo-Scythians invaded the area of Ujjain and established the Sakar era, with their calendar, marking the beginning of the long-lived Sakar western satrap state. Classical era. Gurjara Pratihara. Giteshwara Mahadeva Temple at the Barali Temple Complex. The temples were built between the 10th and 11th centuries CE by the Gurjara Pratihara dynasty. The Pratiharas ruled for many dynasties in this part of the country. The region was known as Gurjaratra. Up to the 10th century CE, almost all of North India acknowledged the supremacy of the imperial Pratiharas, with their seat of power at Kannauj. The Gurjara Pratihara Empire acted as a barrier for Arab invaders from the 8th to the 11th century. The chief accomplishment of the Gurjara Pratihara Empire lies in its successful resistance to foreign invasions from the west, starting in the days of Junaid. Historian R.C. Majumdar says that this was openly acknowledged by the Arab writers. He further notes that historians of India have wondered at the slow progress of Muslim invaders in India, as compared with their rapid advance in other parts of the world. Now there seems little doubt that it was the power of the Pratihara army that effectively barred the progress of the Arabs beyond the confines of Sindh, their only conquest for nearly 300 years. Medieval and early modern eras. The Ghurids had made an attempt to invade India through southern Rajasthan, however they were defeated in the Battle of Kasarada on 1178 by a confederacy of Rajputs under Milaraja II of Chalukya dynasty. Prithviraj Chauhan led a confederacy of Rajput clans and defeated the invading Ghurids under Muhammad Ghuri in the First Battle of Tarain in 1191. In 1192 CE, Muhammad Ghuri decisively defeated Prithviraj at the Second Battle of Tarain. After the defeat of Chauhan in 1192 CE, a part of Rajasthan came under Muslim rulers. The principal centers of their powers were Nagaur and Ajmer. Ranthambore was also under their suzerainty. At the beginning of the 13th century, the most prominent and powerful state of Rajasthan was Muir. Since the invasion of the Muslim Turks from the 13th century onwards, the Rajputs resisted the Muslim incursions into India, and preserved Hindu culture at their courts. The Rajputs put up resistance to the Islamic invasions with their warfare and chivalry for centuries. The Ranas of Muir led other kingdoms in their resistance to outside rule. Rana Hamar Singh defeated the Tulak dynasty and recovered a large portion of Rajasthan. The indomitable Rana Kumbhar defeated the sultans of Malwa, Nagaur and Gujarat and made Muir the most powerful Rajput kingdom in India. The ambitious Rana Sangha united the various Rajput clans, including the Muslim Khanzadas of Mewat under Raja Hassan Khan Muti, and fought against the foreign powers in India. Rana Sangha defeated the Afghan Lodi Empire of Delhi and crushed the Turkic sultanates of Malwa and Gujarat. Rana Sangha then tried to create an Indian empire but was defeated by the first Mughal emperor Babur at Kanwa. The defeat was due to betrayal by the Tamar king Silhadi of Raisin. After Rana Sangha's death, Mewar rose as a power centre in Rajasthan under Rao Maldeo Rathore. He conquered Jaisalmer, parts of Gujarat, Jalore, Nagaur, Ajmer, Sainkur, Hinmal, Radhanpur, Bayana, Tonk, Toda and Nabara. He expanded the territories of Mewar up to Sindh Kholistan in west and his northern boundary was just 50 kilometers from Delhi. After defeating Humayun, Shir Shah came towards Rajputana. He defeated chiefs of Rathore army by trickery in Battle of Samal and captured some territory of Mewar but it was recovered by Rathas in 1545. Hemchandra Vikramaditya, the Hindu emperor, was born in the village of Makheri in Alwar district in 1501. He won 22 battles against Afghans, from Punjab to Bengal including the states of Ajmer and Alwar in Rajasthan, and defeated Akbar's forces twice, first at Agra and then at Delhi in 1556 at Battle of Delhi before acceding to the throne of Delhi and establishing the Hindu Raj in North India, albeit for a short duration, from Puranachula in Delhi. Hemchandra was killed in the battlefield at Second Battle of Panipat fighting against Mughals on the 5th of November, 1556. During Akbar's reign most of the Rajput kings accepted Mughal suzerainty, but the rulers of Muir, Rana Uday Singh II, and Mewar, Rao Chandrasen Rathore, refused to have any form of alliance with the Mughals. To teach the Rajputs a lesson Akbar attacked Uday Singh and killed Rajput commander Jamal of Chitta and the citizens of Muir in large numbers. Akbar killed 20,000-25,000 unarmed citizens in Chitta on the grounds that they had actively helped in the resistance. Maharana Pratap took an oath to avenge the citizens of Chitta. He fought the Mughal Empire till his death and liberated most of Muir apart from Chitta itself. Maharana Pratap soon became the most celebrated warrior of Rajasthan and became famous all over India for his sporadic warfare and noble actions. According to Satish Chandra, Rana Pratap's defiance of the mighty Mughal Empire, almost alone and unaided by the other Rajput states, constitutes a glorious saga of Rajput valor and the spirit of self-sacrifice for cherished principles. Rana Pratap's methods of sporadic warfare were later elaborated further by Malikamba, the Deccanee general, and by Shivaji. Rana Amar Singh I continued his ancestors' war against the Mughals under Jahangir. He repelled the Mughal armies at Dua. Later an expedition was again sent under the leadership of Prince Khurram, which caused much damage to life and property of Muir. Many temples were destroyed, several villages were put on fire and women and children were captured and tortured to make Amar Singh accept surrender. During Aurangzeb's rule Rana Raj Singh I and Veer Durgadas Rathore were chief among those who defied the intolerant emperor of Delhi. They took advantage of the Aravalli hills and caused heavy damage to the Mughal armies that were trying to occupy Rajasthan. After Aurangzeb's death, Bahadur Shah tried to subjugate Rajasthan like his ancestors, but his plan backfired when the three Rajput Rajas of Amba, Budapa, and Jodhpur made a joint resistance to the Mughals. The Rajputs first expelled the commandants of Jodhpur and Bayana and recovered Amera by a night attack. They next killed Sayyid Hussain Khan Burra, the commandant of Mewat, and many other Mughal officers. Bahadur Shah, then in the Deccan, was forced to patch up a truce with the Rajput Rajas. The Jats, under Suraj Mal, overran the Mughal garrison at Agra and plundered the city, taking with them the two great silver doors of the entrance of the famous Taj Mahal, which were then melted down by Suraj Mal in 1763. Over the years, the Mughals began to have internal disputes which greatly distracted them at times. The Mughal Empire continued to weaken, and with the decline of the Mughal Empire in the late 18th century, Rajputana came under the influence of the Marathas. The Maratha Empire, which had replaced the Mughal Empire as the overlord of the subcontinent, was finally replaced by the British Empire in 1818. In the 19th century, the Rajput kingdoms were exhausted. They had been drained financially and in manpower after continuous wars and due to heavy tributes exacted by the Maratha Empire. To save their kingdoms from instability, rebellions and banditry, the Rajput kings concluded treaties with the British in the early 19th century, accepting British suzerainty and control over their external affairs in return for internal autonomy. 1. Rana Kumbha was the vanguard of the 15th century Rajput resurgence. 2. The Emperor Hemu, who rose from obscurity and briefly established himself as ruler in northern India, from Punjab to Bengal, in defiance of the warring Sur and Mughal empires. 3. Durgadas Rathore, a Rathore Rajput warrior of Jodhpur who played an important role in protecting the Rathore dynasty of Mewar and for his rebellion against Aurangzeb. 4. Maharana Pratap Singh, 16th century Rajput ruler of Mewar, known for his defense of his realm against Mughal invasion. 5. Suraj Mal was ruler of Bharatpur. Some contemporary historians described him as the Plato of the Jat people and by a modern writer as the Jat Odysseus, because of his political sagacity, steady intellect and clear vision. Modern era. See also, list of palaces in Rajasthan. The state of Rajasthan was formed on the 30th of March, 1949 when the states of the Rajputana Agency of the erstwhile British Empire in India were merged into the new Indian Union. Modern Rajasthan includes most of Rajputana, which comprises the erstwhile 19 princely states, 3 chiefships, and the British district of Ajmer Mewar. Jaisalmer, Mewar, Jodhpur, Bikaner, Mewar, Chittagong, Alwar and Tunda, Jaipur, were some of the main Rajput princely states. Bharatpur and Dholpur were Jat princely states, whereas Tonk was a princely state under Pathans. The 3 chiefships were Lawar, Neerana and Kushalgarh. Geography. Main article, Climate of Rajasthan. The geographic features of Rajasthan are the Thar Desert and the Aravalli Range, which runs through the state from southwest to northeast, almost from one end to the other, for more than 850 kilometers, 530 mi. Mount Abu lies at the southwestern end of the range, separated from the main ranges by the West Banas River. Although a series of broken ridges continues into Haryana in the direction of Delhi, where it can be seen as outcrops in the form of the Raisina Hill and the ridges farther north. About 3/5 of Rajasthan lies northwest of the Aravallis, leaving 2/5 on the east and south direction. The Aravalli Range runs across the state from the southwest peak Guru Shikhar, Mount Abu, which is 1,722 meters, 5,650 feet, in height. to Kitri in the northeast. This range divides the state into 60% in the northwest of the range and 40% in the southeast. The northwest tract is sandy and unproductive with little water but improves gradually from desert land in the far west and northwest to comparatively fertile and habitable land towards the east. The southeastern area, higher in elevation, 100 to 350 m above sea level, and more fertile, has a very diversified topography. In the south lies the hilly tract of Muir. In the southeast, a large area within the districts of Kota and Bundi forms a tableland. To the northeast of these districts is a rugged region, Badlands, following the line of the Shamble River. Farther north the country levels out. The flat plains of the northeastern Bharatpur district are part of an alluvial basin. Matar city lies in the geographical center of Rajasthan. The Aravalli range and the lands to the east and southeast of the range are generally more fertile and better watered. This region is home to the Kothiaga dry deciduous forests ecoregion, with tropical dry broadleaf forests that include teak, acacia, and other trees. The hilly Vagod region, home to the cities of Dungapur, Pratapgarh, and Bansura lies in southernmost Rajasthan, on the border with Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. With the exception of Mount Abu, Vagod is the wettest region in Rajasthan, and the most heavily forested. North of Vagod lies the Muir region, home to the cities of Udaipur and Chittorgarh. The Hadoti region lies to the southeast, on the border with Madhya Pradesh. North of Hadoti and Muir lies the Thunda region, home to the state capital of Jaipur. Mewat, the easternmost region of Rajasthan, borders Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Eastern and southeastern Rajasthan is drained by the Banas and Shamble rivers, tributaries of the Ganges. The northwestern portion of Rajasthan is generally sandy and dry. Most of this region is covered by the Thar Desert which extends into adjoining portions of Pakistan. The Aravalli range does not intercept the moisture-giving southwest monsoon winds of the Arabian Sea, as it lies in a direction parallel to that of the coming monsoon winds, leaving the northwestern region in a rain shadow. The Thar Desert is thinly populated. The city of Jodhpur is the largest city in the desert and a major metropolitan area of India which is known as the gateway of the Thar Desert. The desert has some major districts like Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, Barmer, Bikaner, and Nagaur. This area is also important from a defense point of view. Jodhpur Air Base is one of the largest air bases in India. BSF and military bases are also situated here. Currently 4 civil airports are located here, Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, Bikaner and Nagaur, of which Jodhpur is the major civil airport, being the 44th busiest airport in India and one of the oldest airstrips of India, being built in the 1920s. The northwestern thorn scrub forests lie in a band around the Thar Desert, between the desert and the Aravallis. This region receives less than 400 mm of rain annually. Temperatures can sometimes exceed 45 degrees Celsius in the summer months and drop below freezing point in the winter. The Godwar, Merwar, and Shekhawati regions lie in the thorn scrub forest zone, along with the city of Jodhpur. The Luni River and its tributaries are the major river system of Godwar and Merwar regions, draining the western slopes of the Aravallis and emptying southwest into the Great Rann of Kutch wetland in neighboring Gujarat. This river is saline in the lower reaches and remains potable only up to Bulatara in Barmer district. The Ghaggar River, which originates in Haryana, is an intermittent stream that disappears into the sands of the Thar Desert in the northern corner of the state and is seen as a remnant of the primitive Sarasvati River. 1. Mount Abu is a popular hill station in Rajasthan. 2. The Thar Desert near Jaisalmer. 3. Aerial view Udaipur and Aravalli Hills. Flora and fauna. Main article, Wildlife of Rajasthan. The Desert National Park in Jaisalmer, spread over an area of 3,162 square kilometers, 1,221 square mi, is an excellent example of the ecosystem of the Thar Desert and its diverse fauna. Seashells and massive fossilized tree trunks in this park record the geological history of the desert. The region is a haven for migratory and resident birds of the desert. One can see many eagles, harriers, falcons, buzzards, kestrels and vultures. Short-toed snake eagles, Circaetus gallicus, tawny eagles, Aquila rapax, spotted eagles, Aquila clanger, lagger falcons, falco jugger, and kestrels are some of the raptor species seen in Desert National Park. Road traffic inside the park is, however, a threat to several wild species of the park, with several species of amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals reported to have died as roadkill. The Ranthambore National Park, located in Sawai Madhopur, one of the well-known tiger reserves in the country, became a part of Project Tiger in 1973. Tal Karpa Sanctuary is a very small sanctuary in Sujunga, Shrew District, 210 kilometers, 130 mi, from Jaipur in the Shekhawati region. This sanctuary is home to a large population of black buck, desert foxes and the caracal, an apex predator, also known as the desert lynx, can also be spotted, along with birds such as the partridge, harriers, eastern imperial eagle, pale harrier, marsh harrier, short-toed eagle, tawny eagle, sparrowhawk, crested lark, demoiselle crane, skylarks, green bee-eater, brown dove, black ibis, and sand grouse. The great Indian bustard, known locally as the Godavan, and which is a state bird, has been classed as critically endangered since 2011. Wildlife protection. Reclining tiger, Ranthambore National Park. Rajasthan is also noted for its national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. There are 4 national parks and wildlife sanctuaries: Kiladeo National Park of Bharatpur, Sariska Tiger Reserve of Alwar, Ranthambore National Park of Sawai Madhopur, and Desert National Park of Jaisalmer. A National Level Institute, Arid Forest Research Institute, AFRI, an autonomous institute of the Ministry of Forestry, is situated in Jodhpur and continuously works on desert flora and their conservation. Ranthambore National Park is 7 kilometers from Sawai Madhopur railway station. It is known worldwide for its tiger population and is considered by both wilderness lovers and photographers as one of the best places in India to spot tigers. At one point, due to poaching and negligence, tigers became extinct at Sariska, but 5 tigers have been relocated there. Prominent among the wildlife sanctuaries are Mount Abu Sanctuary, Pensrodgar Sanctuary, Dara Sanctuary, Jaisalmer Sanctuary, Kamalga Wildlife Sanctuary, Chawaiha Sagar Sanctuary, and Sitamata Wildlife Sanctuary. Governance and Administration. Main articles: Politics of Rajasthan, Government of Rajasthan, and Legislative Assembly of Rajasthan. Rajasthan Legislative Assembly. The state is governed by a parliamentary system of representative democracy. The governor serves as the state's constitutional leader, whereas the chief minister assumes the role of both the head of the government and the head of the council of ministers. The Legislative Assembly consists of 200 members who are elected for 5-year terms. The state contributes 25 seats to Lok Sabha, the lower house of the Indian Parliament, and 10 seats to Rajya Sabha, the upper house. The government of Rajasthan is a democratically elected body in India with the governor as its constitutional head. Governor is appointed by the President of India for a 5-year term. The leader of the party or coalition with a majority in the Legislative Assembly is appointed as the Chief Minister by the Governor, and the Council of Ministers are appointed by the Governor on the advice of the Chief Minister. The Governor remains a ceremonial head of the state, while the Chief Minister and his council are responsible for day-to-day government functions. The Council of Ministers consists of Cabinet Ministers, Ministers of State, MOs, and Deputy Ministers. The Secretariat headed by the Chief Secretary assists the Council of Ministers. The Chief Secretary is also the administrative head of the